It's time for Geocache Talk. Whether you are at work, in the car, or wherever you are, we hope you enjoy this show about the great sport of geocaching. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can be part of the adventure tonight in the chat room and participate with others as they watch the show. If you are listening later, please give it a like and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app so that you can get all of the weekly Geocache Talk goodness.
All right. Big thanks to Trail Bugs for the music and our featured patrons, Albedo 0.39, Purple Turtles 3, ACDC Family, None of It Tidy, Josh Boggs, Carrot Killer. What do you know? I think I see a Carrot Killer somewhere lurking down there somewhere. Yeah, okay. We'll hear from him in a minute. Actually, more than just a minute. Korsgat, Geocaching with Lampe, Dave and Karen of Cache Canada, Team Tailwagger, and our new patrons, Team Ewart, Practical Geocaching, Atreides, 78723, Atreides, Marcellus, he just finished the Texas County Challenge. He hasn't signed the ammo can yet, but congratulations to Marcellus for finishing all the counties. Tick Magnet back with us. Thank you, Ed, for coming back. Appreciate you. Log Work, Mikoput. I like that one. That's a cool. I like that one, Jesse. Mikoput.
Do you know that you're saying it right?
Well, no. But I do know
you repeated it multiple times, not knowing that it's right.
Right. Well, I need to check on that. But the cool thing, it's like G-Slink. It's part of it. Miko's his first name, and PUT is part of his last name. So it's not. Well, I don't know. I'll find out. And then TTO2 is our other new patron.
We know that one's right.
Yeah, we know that one's right.
Yeah.
Kathy.
Good old Vince. All right. If you'd like to become a patron, head on over to first, you can do two things. You can click on the Become a Patron link on the front page of the Geocache Talk website, or you can go over to patreon.com/Geocache Talk for more details. Mm-hmm. Patrons get the now famous blackout coin. And ironically, all of our members, all of tonight's guests should have this coin. Yes,
they do.
Yes,
I do. It's slightly out of reach, I think.
That's okay. You don't
so
have
the other one. We have it.
Yeah, it wasn't a quiz. It wasn't a pop quiz.
It wasn't it was a pop quiz, and Tom and Adam are not. No, so it's no big deal. I just found that. I just noticed that we'd all have one. That's really cool. All right.
And I believe we all have every color too.
Oh,
yeah.
We do not have a blackout.
We do.
First, I don't know where it is.
I have it somewhere in here. It's in the office.
He's got it hidden.
Dee's not sharing it with David. I think
some things have to be kept to oneself.
Yeah, if Dee keeps it, then David, it won't get into David's collection, and then it won't get hidden. All right. You get the blackout coin, other geocaching items during the year. I'm really on track tonight. Bonus content, invites, special events only for patrons. Support levels start at as little as Bison Tube level, which is $3 a month. Let me welcome my co-host, Jesse.
Hey, I'm glad to be back. I've
back
on, yeah.
Yes.
But I had a good reason to be gone.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, my daughter, the geocacher that's been around forever. She is now. We were in Orlando last week because she was competing in the college national cheerleading championships, and they won. So
Yay!
now she was a little bitty baby with our geocache, and now she's a college cheerleader.
Yep.
She won, so that was pretty awesome. It was on ESPN, and we were at the Wild World of Sports and Disney and stuff, and it was pretty cool.
That is awesome. So UNLV, way to go, UNLV.
Yeah, it was fun, and hit a milestone last week while I was off, and got to go caching naked, and oldest cache in the world, oldest puzzle cache in the world, and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, we'll get to some of that. So first, our sponsor for tonight is Cachely. Cachely is the foremost geocaching app for the iOS platform. And Cachely is about to come out, I think, with a new updated version of their software or the app pretty soon. We're very excited to have Cachely, as always, on. So always very excited to have Cachely as a sponsor. And thank you, Cachely, for all that you do for the game. All right.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine not using Cachely.
Oh, I know.
It's so ingrained now for us.
I can't either.
I can't. He doesn't have an iPhone, and so he has to use something else, and I hate it.
There you go.
Hate it.
Just use Dee's like,
Just use mine.
where's my phone? Yeah, I can't do this with your phone. Let's just do mine.
Well, I was at an event today, a big event today, and somebody came up and goes, "Hey, I got a Whereago question." I'm like, "Just so happens you came to the right place." I need to know how to download one of these things. And they whipped out their phone. It was a Droid. I was like, "Oh, let me take you to this guy over here," because I don't. It's like, "Do you use Cachely?" And they're like, "No." And they whip out their Droid, and I'm like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. Let's go walk it over here."
We'll get somebody else in here with you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a lot to cover tonight. We're just going to jump right in. Let's do a little bit of news first.
Okay.
And of course, all of our Texas Challenge Festival team that's with us can also chime in on this. A couple things that I wanted to point out, I guess, is that, I'm going to keep the one item at the top because that's related to geocaching, to the Texas thing.
So while you're deciding which one to start with, let me throw out
throw out some more. I'm looking at the
last, but I want to do it again. We need to make sure we get some more blog suggestions.
Definitely mention that. That's good.
Please send in the suggestions. We want to make sure we get all your blog posts out there. There's some really, that blog is going to should be like going to a big geocaching event and getting to hear everybody's stories.
Yeah.
Not just me and Gary talking. Me and Gary are not the ones that do that blog. And,
right.
We always like to give the credit where credit is due there. And we have an awesome manager of that blog, but she needs, she needs some stories. She can help you get your stories out there if you don't send them in. So.
Yeah, Angie has her own. She doesn't need to be doing every month doing two every month. So.
Yeah, and we wouldn't ask her to do that. So we help her out. That's supposed to be a community blog. That's the point of that. She's a manager. She's not the blog writer for the whole thing. So send those stories. I know people have stories because I hear them at every event. So send them in.
Absolutely.
Send your craziest story in, or craziest clean story in. Let me rephrase that.
There you go.
Send your craziest clean story in. Still family friendly. So.
Exactly. So one note that we got that I wanted to make a note of this week is that there's a new souvenir called Fun in All Directions. It's on February 2nd, 2020. An international palindrome date. Kind of. I guess it is, isn't it? 2020. Yeah.
02/02/2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good palindrome. If you find a cache or attend an event, you can earn a souvenir that day. So get out and get you one on that day.
There should be two. You should get one for coming and one for going.
I know you should. Exactly, Tom. That's perfect. I agree completely. We're not going to get into it tonight. I think some people were asking about this, and I was like, we don't have time to get into it tonight. We'll get into it at a later date because I think it's interesting a little bit to talk about. Probably won't do a whole show on it, but we'll probably cover it.
It's fault that we don't have time.
Yeah, we don't have time. That's for another show. That is for
Cheers.
That's for another show. There you go. Thank you, sir. And that is the whole locationless adventure lab which popped up. There was 3 of them I know of at least, and people loved it. People were up in arms about it. People freaked out. People were running in the streets. There was rioting.
But obviously the world stopped. But if we start talking about this tonight, we won't have time.
We won't get into it. Yeah, but anyway.
I'll give you the Reader's Digest condensed version. If you don't like it, don't do it. And if you do, go have fun doing it.
That's right. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. But
that's right.
It did come out that they are changing the rules, and so they're not going to allow for locationless adventure labs in the future. So
you missed it. Yeah,
it became a non-news event, but I thought I'd at least point it out. So, all right.
Well, even who can't do puzzles worth a did it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I saw Tom was struggling, and he kind of felt a little better about himself. Like,
yeah, if Tom's struggling, there is no reason for me to even attempt it.
Yeah.
Hey, David,
there is
10 minutes, so you never know.
That's true. Yeah. Behind the Cache had a good point. He goes, love them or hate them, the community came together and was helping everyone. So that is nice. So
that's really what it's supposed to be. So
appreciate that. Tell everybody real quick, Jesse, what all you did this past weekend. Give us the Reader's Digest version of what you did there.
So we went down to Florida for that cheer competition, and that was really center stage, right? But it backed up to I got to go up to North Carolina, South Carolina also, but we had our 9,000 milestone, and
yay.
I had to pick that. Thank you. We had to pick that really good because we kind of been slowing down a little bit because we wanted to hit 9,000 a certain one. And I actually didn't pick. We went and did that, the one that Joshua mentioned, the naked cache.
Yeah.
But we had family with us, so we kept it PG, and we didn't really do any streaking stuff. Nothing crazy. There's no crazy like that. But
you didn't have a bodysuit like Joshua had.
No, I didn't have a bodysuit. Although I suspect we'll see that bodysuit again at some point.
We might.
You can't have that thing and not use it more than once, right?
Oh, no, of course not.
But we were at Disney, and so the hard thing is if you're not a Disney person and you're at Disney, all the most favorite caches are absolutely inside Disney in that area.
Yeah.
So, like you have to filter and try to search and stuff. So we got some good caches, and it was more of a family weekend, but also got the oldest puzzle cache in the world. So that was pretty awesome, which I didn't even – so – I was in Florida getting ready to fly and attend an event that was right outside Disney. And I'm sitting there hanging out with people for this event. And they're like, I was like, what's around this area? And they named all the ones that are Disney. I'm like, well, I'm not going to Disney. And they're like, well, just go try these other ones. So I did some other ones. There was a Where I Go. Of course, I had to go do that.
Of course.
But then they're like, where are you going next? I'm like, I'm going to I'm flying to North Carolina and then driving across to South Carolina. They're like, well, you'll be like 11 miles from the oldest active puzzle cache in the world. I was like, I did not know that. But so I put that on the list. I'm very glad they mentioned that. I would have just totally missed that, not even paying attention. And I was literally like 11 miles from it when I landed on the plane.
Oh, wow.
So I would have missed that one totally. So that's the advantage of going to one of those little events and hanging out and talking to people. There's so many of those stories, they know tons of stuff. So,
yeah.
And then we had the big event this weekend. I got to hand out a couple of those leaderboard coins in person this weekend. So that was today, actually. So that was kind of nice. And still working behind the scenes on a lot of lab caches. So,
yeah. Can you tell people how many you're up to? Because you're stringing together a bunch from a lot.
Stringing together a bunch of them, bunch of lab caches. Actually, Bounce, which we're going to mention and talk about later, but is helping out with some of the ones that I'm putting out. But we're I can't say everything that we talked about because some of it's behind the scenes, but we're launching them all at an event. And right now, there's going to be 45 lab caches in one area launching the same day. So
that's incredible. I wonder. Did y'all have to check to see what the max was on how many you can have in one?
There's no proximity really, so
Well, I didn't know if there was a number. I mean, because they're all within one.
No, they're all separate, but they're all
okay,
together, but they're all separate. So you could technically do, any 5 you wanted to out of any of them.
Okay.
But there will be a reason when it comes out to do them all.
To do them all, right?
There may be some kind of big reward there to do them all, but so there's at least 45 coming out and it's coming out on Leap Day. So we're bringing them out on a Leap Day event, so that should be a lot of fun. But
perfect.
So and I figured I put it in the notes so that you would hold me accountable to this, but I'll go ahead and do it anyway. I have to make a trackable confession today. So I was getting ready for this event, and I was like, I'm going to take this trackable there that I brought back from Florida. Well, I dug down in my bag, and I found 2 trackables in there that I did not know were in that bag.
Oh, no.
Yep. I was like, I could just throw these at that event and be dirty, and somebody else picks it up, and they start getting the emails, where's that bin? But I did the honest thing. I actually reached, I logged it back, and I said, okay, I've had these, because I had it marked in a trackable hotel like 5 states ago. I don't even know when I went to.
Right.
And it wasn't my recent trip. I can say that.
Right.
And so I let the owner know I screwed up. I had these in my bag. I didn't know. So I really thought about it for a minute going, you know what? If I just drop this on the table at the event, nobody will even know that I had it. But I didn't. So I was a terrible trackable mover, and I've had them for 2 or 3 months and didn't even know it.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah. So that's bad. But, what? It happens, right?
We've probably all done that.
Yeah.
I know I had one like that. And the worst thing, and we won't get into tonight because that's for another show. But
you're making me go through my glass tonight.
I know. He's still got some.
That's not all of the trackable confession.
I'm glad I went and got a backup.
So let me tell you the last part of the trackable confession. I also activated a trackable today that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle trackable.
Oh, right.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I was on the show last time.
Yeah.
I haven't been on the show since Woodstock.
Right.
Yeah, and I lost it, and I could not find it. And so I'm scouring the house. After I found those other 2, I was scouring the house today, and I found that one, and I activated it, and I felt like such a heel. Because you put in for that promotion, and I'm always the one that sends them out first thing.
Yep.
And I didn't. So I just totally I don't have a family-friendly expression for that one. So
swing and a miss.
I totally messed up, yeah.
Swing and a miss.
It was not good. So there's my confession. I feel better now. That's good for my soul, right?
It's good. Confession's good for the soul. So that's
what like Goofus and Gallant. I was Goofus, so it was no good.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so I confessed. I did it. I can't take it back now. So, but I got them all moved on now, so they're all good. So somebody else has it now.
GCHQ's looking at you up, right?
I'll never get another trackable promotion, and I shouldn't. I should not get another one ever after that. So,
Ian, well, he's officially on the banned list.
Yep, it happens. What are you going to do? So, hey, but you know what? We confessed. It happened.
Scott, we already started, buddy. We started back at 18 minutes ago. We started the show, so just want to let you know, just FYI.
All right, it is time to move along because we got a lot to cover.
Time to move along. Yeah,
we got a lot to cover.
Scott is right. So we're going to get into the 18th annual Texas Challenge and Festival, and I want to, off the top of somebody called me out about it being the oldest U.S. mega.
So go ahead.
So I don't know how to word it. Somebody could maybe help me sometime, but it's the oldest event that became a mega. That's the best way I could explain it.
There you go.
I went back and looked. I found the GC code of the original event, and it'll be in the show notes. If you want to, you'll see it. It is GC C414. I'll put a banner in the bottom, but it's the Texas Challenge, and they start out with it was on April 5th of 2003 was the first one.
They hit tennis balls.
What was that?
They hit tennis balls.
They hit tennis balls.
That's awesome. And that's what each region went to find. I think there was only 3 regions at the time: North, Central, and probably
Southeast.
Southeast.
The rest.
Yeah. And they hit each region hit tennis balls or balls for the other ones to find.
That is awesome. It was in near Mahia.
Cedar Creek Lake
No,
Park.
no.
No, it was
Oh,
reading it now. Reunion Grounds near Mahia. Oh, Fort Parker State Park.
That's right.
Fort
Fort Parker.
Yeah, Fort Parker. So
2003, huh? That's a long time ago.
fascinating. 2003. Can you imagine that there was?
No, because I hadn't even heard of geocaching then.
I know, and it's like
Most
that.
people had-
After that.
It's amazing, but it started out. I mean, a lot of ones like have come along and have said, "Well, we've been doing challenges since the beginning." And when you go back and look, they really haven't. They've sort of incorporated some challenge stuff, but the Texas Challenge started out, and that's the name of the first, the name of the GC 414 is the Texas Challenge. The name has changed a little bit, but so. Yes. So we're going to talk tonight about the 18th annual. I can't believe it. 18 years. That's incredible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Has anyone been to all 17 of them?
Up until this time. That's a good question.
I don't know. Because I know some of the originals, like Mark Moore.
Maybe Mark Moore.
No, because Mark has missed some.
Moose.
Moosey Girl hadn't been all of them.
I'm looking at the list of people who went. All of that we'll go down. We'll go down.
No, they didn't mix again. It's when we start going real south, like when we did Port Aransas, Seguin. That's when you lose some of the far north people. But so I don't believe that anybody has been to all 17 of them.
Yeah.
I've been to all of them since 2008.
Good question. Wow, that's a lot. That's incredible. All right.
Yeah, just to give an idea there, when she said you lose people from when we did Port Aransas. Port Aransas is like a 3-hour drive, 2.5 hour drive from my house, and it's 5 to Dee's house from
no,
door.
Port Aransas is like 8 from my house.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's 5 from my house to your house.
Oh yeah.
And then another 2.5 or more to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, get us started off, Dee. Tell us a little bit about, give us an intro to the 18th annual.
Well, so this year we're in Round Rock, which is just north of Austin. I'm really excited. We've kind of assembled a really fun team to put it together this year. Back in 2016, they added the And Festival to it. And it kind of has really evolved from hiding tennis balls to events. Our first event this year actually starts on Tuesday.
I know. I love that.
So it's a week-long thing. We're exploring some really cool places in Round Rock. And of course, the big competition is on Saturday, but really it's kind of the whole week of different things to do. We'll have lab caches. We're putting out a special trail of under the Hairy Man. The legend of the Hairy Man is a legend out of Round Rock. It follows the Yeti or Bigfoot or whatever you want to call him, Sasquatch. So, and actually Adam and his wife Leslie are putting together a fun little trail for us around all of the different Hairy Man crossing signs that are in Round Rock. And so you'll be able to do that trail throughout the week, and then you'll get a coin, a little GC mini coin, as a token for completing the trail. So
awesome.
It's just, the event has evolved from a get together on a Saturday afternoon to a week long thing of just kind of our signature style at TXGA of lots to do all over the place. Larry Houston has been to them all. I didn't even think about him. Houston Control.
Houston Control. Yeah. That's what they mentioned. Yeah. Yeah. So,
and he's a hard guy to miss.
Yeah, he is. It's all.
So just a little bit of background for people that aren't familiar yet with how Texas Challenge works. We'll get into a little bit of the minutia that I think you guys will be fascinated with. Mm-hmm. It moves around the state, which I think is interesting in itself. It moves around the state based on regions.
Correct.
And there are
6.
There's 6 regions?
There's 6 regions. Yes.
Okay.
There's North, southwest, southwest, central, and east.
Okay. And then we'll get into the challenge part here in a moment. But this year, Round Rock, which is just north of Austin, if people are wondering where Round Rock, Texas is, this is in the central region?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Central is hosting this time. Last year in Seguin, which we had a wonderful time in Seguin. And I've only been to a handful. I wish I'd started going earlier, but I've been to the Seguin, Denton, Tyler. Jesse's been to the Denton and Tyler ones.
Mhm.
So again,
We're trying real hard to get him to Round Rock this year.
yeah, need to get him there.
Yeah.
I like it. But I think it's interesting even for us that are native Texans, or even if not native Texans, people like Adam and Leslie who got here as fast as they could. Right?
I grew up here.
Did you really?
Yeah, man. I'm in the army. I got
Okay, you're
sent
native
away, but I'm back. This is where I
that's
grew
right.
up.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Adam and Leslie, you were in. How long were you in Georgia?
14 years
14. Okay.
and 3 years in Germany, but I grew up in Houston.
Oh, okay, great. I there you go. Perfect. But the fact that it moves around the state, I think is wonderful. Now 6 regions, but there's 7 teams, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
And Jesse was on the 7th team.
Yeah.
Is Tom host? You're not the captain no longer of the out of state team?
No, because I'm part of the Hyde team this year, so I can't play.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I understand. But that's interesting. I like that. How long, D, has there been an out of state team, do you think?
The out of state team was formed in 2014.
Oh, wow. That's a long.
Yeah. So they formed it started with, we had some native Texans that moved to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't want to play. They wanted to kind of form their own team. So we allowed it. Basically, as long as they had 10 members, they could form their own team. And one year we had a lackey.
Pony Stream.
Pony Stream came down and she captained the team. And they actually took second place, right?
Yeah.
We took second. Me and Poon and Bud running around.
that was the one in Tyler.
Yes. And the can went to HQ. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That is very cool. Yeah. That's the other thing is the winning team gets a golden ammo can. Is that correct?
That is. In fact, I have my husband here. He's done the last few years cans, and he actually finished this year's golden can.
Oh,
So
there it
that's-
is. Yeah, he's got it. Perfect.
So that's the can this year. It's
You get it to where it's
it's hard to kind of see,
reflecting.
but yeah. So that's the golden ammo can this year. Don't know
looks
who's
great.
going to take it home. I've heard lots of smack talk from the East Texas region, actually.
Over my area.
Yes, Kevin and Glenn 98X and K13 have been talking about how they're going to take this can home. So we'll see
Wow.
what happens. But there's the first place can for this year.
That's
Yeah.
a good looking can.
Yeah,
It
it's-
is.
great job.
And I don't remember who won last year.
I'm curious.
North Texas.
We don't really care who won last year. That's no big deal. The year before was Southeast Texas, though.
Yes.
So hats off to Southeast Texas. And like I said, we don't really care who won last year. So this year will be fascinating. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, North Texas, they have won many. Oh, yeah. Good question, Scott. How he did that?
How does he punch out the letters? Honey, you want to explain what you do? Let me
No.
scoot over.
No.
That's a trade secret. It looks embossed. It is not embossed. It takes about a can and a half of primer, just layering and layering and layering on top of cut out cardboard letters.
That is fascinating. I love it.
It takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
This one's far from done.
He's probably got 8 hours in on it already.
Well, it looks great.
Not to mention, I let it dry for at least a full day between coats of paint.
Yeah, Tom, you and Shirley, your room is currently a paint booth, so you can't come up to visit for at least another week or two.
Well, I want to know why my fourth place can from that one year wasn't painted.
Oh,
Nice.
'Cause it was
well,
first
Yeah, it's
place.
your place.
It was
Right.
rusty and burnt.
I have a fourth place can that I won't even go touch it now. I don't think my tetanus shot's up to date.
Yeah, Cleo, I think she's the captain of the East team. She says they're coming for it. So
Actually, Cleo's not the captain. Kevin K13 is, but she is our rep.
Rep,
She is the
that's right.
Texas rep.
East Texas. So East Texas is coming for it. That's good. It's always fun, and I've said this before, but everything's fun until Saturday morning, and then it gets serious. For a
It
while.
becomes instantly serious.
The air in the
Man.
room changes.
It does.
Then the room separates. Jesse remembers that morning.
Oh yeah.
Is you walk in and it's a different mood, and all the people you were chatting with all week, they've all separated into their little groups, and they're all huddled, and they all got their shirts on, and they're all getting ready for the challenge part. So, but it's still a lot of good fun. So,
And I will say this: it's not a memory I like to bring up, but when it hits the fan, that
Yep.
stuff hits the fan. Competition will go to the side. In 2009, David actually had a heart attack.
oh no,
Up on a mountain while they were in the middle of challenge, and several people from several different regions stopped what they were doing and helped the paramedics bring him down in a cage because he couldn't walk, talk, move anything. He had actually had a heart attack up there,
oh my
and they
God.
brought him down off a mountain in a cage, and there were people from several different regions holding on to that. So if something does happen, the competition quickly goes to the wayside and everybody steps up. So yeah, we want to win, but we also want to make sure everybody makes it out alive. So
No, absolutely. Yeah, and this will be. Is this the third year to have individual challenges as well?
it is. It
Okay.
is.
So, and that's the
Started
afternoon.
and didn't.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. So if you don't want to be on a team but you'd like to compete, you can do the individual challenge portion. And as we've always said, we just need to make sure we reiterate that you can come to Texas Challenge and not be part of the challenge part if you want to.
Absolutely.
So
There's plenty of things to do if you don't want to participate in the challenge.
Yep.
Also I say this, it doesn't matter where you live, you can play for whatever team you also want to play for. So,
Right.
We have people that live in Houston but are playing on the East Texas team.
Right.
We have people that live in Colorado but are playing. I don't think Charles has decided what team he's playing for this year. He
Right.
played for North last year. So,
yeah.
you can kind of chip and decide, but if you don't want to compete, there's a gazillion things to do that you don't have to. So,
Well, we did that last year. I grew up in the Southeast in Houston, so we played with Southeast last year.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah. See, there you go. Yeah. So if you want to, we just said that if you want to come and just do, there's a lot. So I guess let's start. You want to start with Tuesday, and then we kind of work our way forward. I guess would be, and we'll end up covering a lot of things as we go through each day, I think. So and then if anybody wants to jump in and kind of make a side note as to what we're doing, that's great too. But I guess, like you said, let's start with Tuesday. So there's an event on Tuesday, which is kind of cool.
yeah, it's actually, we had gone down a couple of weekends ago for your signing of the TCC, and Adam and Leslie had talked up this pizza place called Slapbox Pizza. And so we went, and man, is that some good pizza. And as we were there talking to the waiter, I said, how would you feel about 30 or so people coming in here on a Tuesday? And he said, bring it.
Bring it.
So I said, okay, well, we're going to host an event here Tuesday night. And so it's great pizza. They've got tons of beer. Tom was a happy guy.
I was a very happy guy.
And it's just a cool place. It's right there on the main part of Round Rock on Main Street there. And it was excellent pizza. And we had a blast. So we're excited to just kind of kick off the week with everybody enjoying some pizza and beer if they're of legal age, and have a good time.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Love me some good pizza. And then we've got an event on Wednesday, and this is interesting because you talk about great pizza, and then you go right into great tacos.
Torchy's Tacos, yeah. So Hello Pitty, Debbie Parker is hosting an event at Torchy's Tacos, which is kind of a Austin. I mean, it's expanded, but they've got some good tacos, and
No, they have
she
some
just
great
host an
tacos.
event there.
Yeah,
They do. You know, actually, Torchy's is where we ran into Proud Papa, a lackey, when we were there planning, and he handed us a bunch of coins that Adam will talk about here in a minute. But yeah, so you're going to go from pizza to really good tacos. So food is definitely a huge part of Texas Challenge. So
It sounds more like a food store than a geocaching event right now. So
yeah.
it's a good way to start off, though, because Torchy's Tacos they are incredible. They are really great. So
Good stuff.
very, very cool. Yeah, well, we're going to keep that going. We've got another one to talk about, which I'm not sure. Flat Out Good Time is the next night.
That's on Thursday, and that's kind of like a hangout bar type place, brewery.
Okay.
They'll have food trucks there, and it's just a really cool kind of more outdoor venue. It's kind of got a nice little vibe, and just that way people that get there early can hang out and just talk and kind of ramp up. By then, Adventure Labs have gone live. The Harryman Trail will have gone live, and so everybody can kind of talk and share stuff.
Yeah, talk a little bit more for people that aren't familiar with what a geo trail versus. Kind of tell people, I guess, what a geo trail might be, where they can get a.
Okay, well, so for us, Round Rock has the Legend of the Hairy Man, which is like a Yeti or a Sasquatch, Bigfoot, that type of thing, and they have these crossing signs all over town.
Yep.
And so Adam and Leslie are putting out a series of caches. I believe we settled on 7. Is that correct, Adam?
Yeah, that's correct. We'll have 6 caches dedicated to like a Yeti, an abominable snowman, chupacabra, various cryptids, and then there will be a final at the end. Once you've done all 6, you'll go to the final, which will be the Legend of the Hairy Man cache. And once you've gotten all 7, you'll punch a little card at each one and turn in your punched in card to get the coin.
That's cool.
mm-hmm.
That's neat to have the little, because I think people forget about many times, really good megas will do a lot of these cool little things that are on the side, but yet make for a great whole event, So.
We want to make sure there's something for everybody, regardless of what it is you want to do. There's something for everybody. And so I'm excited. I don't have, other than getting the coin design together, and David is making one of the caches. I'm not involved in that aspect of it, so I'm going to try to figure out a way to sneak away and see what Adam and Leslie have come up with. I'm excited.
Very cool. And then Friday, we start off with some coffee.
Yes, it's a great little coffee shop there on Main Street. I had a wonderful chai latte when I was there. It's just a cute little, it's actually not little, it's fairly large, but it's right there on Main Street. There's actually already a lab cache adventure that happens in that area. It's already been published. So if you haven't gotten it, you can get it then, but it's just kind of a way to start off our Friday morning. You always want to start it off with coffee. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk for a moment, and we'll come back to the calendar of events here in a minute, but there will be 10 lab caches for this year's Texas Challenge?
Correct.
Okay. So there's 10. Now, Adam you have lab caches not too far away?
I have the Austin is Weird series. So that's in Austin.
Okay.
5
cool.
lab caches.
Okay.
Then there's the 5 that just came out in Round Rock.
Okay.
So that makes 20. And then there's another 5 that just came out in the Texas State Cemetery. So, and then if you go to that cemetery, there's also like 3 virtuals in there. So that's nice too.
Wow. See, now that's the other thing that's really cool about Round Rock is that you're
like 10, 15 miles from downtown Austin.
Right.
And yeah, the Texas State Cemetery, another cool thing, if you're from Texas or you know anything about Texas history, you can go visit the grave of Stephen F. Austin, the father of Texas,
Father of
also a
Texas.
virtual, but it's very cool if you're a Texan to go see the grave of Stephen F. Austin, and it's right there.
Yeah, and in Austin, a lot of people who aren't from Texas always ask me about Necropolis. So,
Highest favorited cache in Texas. I did it last week with Scott Burks and Shorty Knits when they came to visit Austin.
cool.
Very cool cache. Definitely anybody who's in the area should hit that one up.
Yeah, tell people real quick, if you would, about, I know it's hard to maybe explain in a short amount of time, but still kind of tell people what's the deal with Necropolis.
Well, I know in the past it was like an all-day event to do this cache. You had to go tour the entire city, but I think many of the stages have decayed over the years, and he's just put the final chords on the front of the cache page and say, "Come do it."
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
we were told to come in the evening, and we did. And you're visited with a nice walk up to it. There's I don't know, I'd say maybe a 1/10 of a mile you're walking, and the whole way you've got various skeleton remains and, ghoulish scenes as you walk up. And then you eventually see there's 2 elevated crypts,
Right.
and you can stare in and see the bodies inside. And eventually you come to a giant structure that's been created, and you're supposed to have a code for it, but it's unlocked now.
Okay.
And you just open it up, and the cache is in there. It's a full building you're walking into, but it's got various designs to ghoulish scenes. And then the cool thing is they've got you visit somewhere and it's like put a penny and a quarter in and crank it.
Penny, yeah.
Yeah, they've got their own mash a penny type deal there, or it's mash a quarter, and it gives you you've done the Necropolis. So that's pretty cool as a token to leave after you find the cache.
Oh yeah.
And the owner of the cache is Lord Britton. He actually is the one that has the cache on the International Space Station.
Indeed.
So he's fairly, and we're going to give you an opportunity to go with the group to do that as well. So.
Oh, neat. Okay, cool.
Now,
yeah.
An interesting thing when we got there, we found a geocoin that was attached to a cable there, and it's like geocaching in space. And all of us were like, "Oh my god, this geocoin went to space and came back." But then we realized, no, we're wrong. This is just dedicated to a geocache in space.
Just dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also owns the one at the bottom of the ocean, which I don't think many people are going to go get that one, but it is fascinating.
Yeah, that's a true 5.5.
That's Jesse, true 5.5.
It's hard to get there. Is it hard to find?
I think
Well,
so.
they say it's pitch black dark down there, so I'm going to go with yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bottom
Probably.
of the ocean.
I don't know. I haven't found it. I'm not going to either. So.
Need a special tot to go that deep into the ocean.
I think a submarine would be a special tool. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. We'll get back on track. I had to, but thank you. That was really that's good info, because I think people are always kind of looking for information about what's in the area, and so there's a lot of great caches in Austin or in Round Rock too. There's even before you guys have placed some, there's also some other really good caches in the area. So
A new GeoArt just published tonight.
oh wow.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Let's go.
It's a musical note. It's made by a cute little fuzzy monkey and big guy in Texas. So that just published maybe an hour before the show.
Oh, okay.
So
There's
stuff.
another GeoArt coming out before the event as well.
Oh wow.
And I'll tell you, there's another GeoArt coming out because my wife, Lady Black Cat, and I have been hiding caches for her GeoArt all weekend.
Cool.
Yeah.
See, you don't have to compete. There's still plenty to do.
Three GeoArts at least that have just now come out. That's incredible, or about to come out.
And Adam, you've got your older one there that I still haven't done. Your I Like Beer.
Oh yeah, I've got my GeoArt here too, and it's I love beer. So
Neat. All right, let's go back.
Tell me again, Jesse, why you're not coming? Here.
I know. I would really love to be there, but I don't think it's going to work out this year. I think I'll be somewhere else at that time. So,
yeah. All right, so back to Friday, because this, you talk about Torchy's tacos, and you talk about the pizza place, are incredible. Round Rock Donuts
Legendary.
are legendary. We went there one time and we got all their donuts are incredible, but you can't get one the size of your head. Actually, it's
huge.
and you can get a Round Rock donut that's enormous, but they taste incredible. If you want to go on YouTube and look, there's people who have posted, and there have been people who have shown how they do it. They have a different dough that they use, and it's
orange. The dough is almost orange.
Yeah.
And if you order just a regular glazed, it automatically comes hot.
Yes.
And there's nothing better than a hot donut. I mean, it just
melts in your mouth. It's so great. Oh,
yeah.
Flavor of that is so incredible. Round Rock Donuts. Yes, I'm so excited. Okay. All right.
Already.
It's an afternoon sugar rush. So there'll be an event at Round Rock Donuts. Okay, moving on. All right. So later that night is, I guess, the first pickup.
Yeah, so registration pickup will start. It starts at 4:00. It's at the Host Hotel, which is the Austin Marriott North. It's a very nice hotel. And registration will start. Starting at 6 will be the fajita dinner. $10. We'll have our vendors already set up by then. It's just kind of like a giant meet and greet. There'll be some separate little games going on, but there's a real big event that night that I'm super excited about, and I'm going to let Adam tell you about it. This was kind of his baby, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
All right. So there's been a few things in my life I've been obsessed with, and geocaching is definitely one. But before that, I used to play a lot of poker, and we are in Texas, so we're gonna have a Texas Hold'em poker tournament.
That's awesome. Cool.
So we're making it very easy for people to enter. You only need to submit one coin, but there is a restriction in that it must be a unique coin that nobody else has submitted.
Oh, okay.
So right now, to register, all you need to do is send an email to texasgapoker@gmail.com and say, I want to play, and here's the coin I'm submitting. And once you do that, you're locked in. Like, nobody else can submit that individual coin.
So Texas...
Well, it's TXGA.
Yeah, that's right. Because
TXGApoker@gmail.com.
Like, I'm going to be there after all, so never mind what I said.
Oh, really?
Flat Jesse's going to be there, so I'm good.
Flat Jesse's going to be there, yeah. Texas, awesome. TXGA, which is Texas Geocache Association, poker@gmail.com.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
And I think we posted this out on, social media about a week ago. And so far we have 11 registered players. Oh, and great. In addition to that, my wife, Lady Black Cat, and I think we've acquired about 21 coins to just throw into the purse.
Oh, neat.
In addition. Now, when we had our first planning sessions, as was mentioned before,
right,
there was an interaction with a former lackey. And so at that time, they presented us with this coin here.
Oh, hang on. Oh, very cool. Whoops.
So this is a gold edition 2011
wow.
lackey coin.
That is cool.
And my understanding is that each lackey was presented with one of these coins only.
Oh, wow.
To give out to someone. And so one of these will be in the purse.
Very cool.
Indeed.
And so it's just a one coin, but original coin buy-in for the...
All you have to do is submit one coin with the stipulation nobody else has submitted that coin. Right? So we don't want duplicates.
Right.
Unactivated coin, right?
Yes, of course, unactivated.
Well, just making sure.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up.
Very cool. All right.
So, do you have any other coins that because I know you have a Mountain Man coin that you got your hands on.
Indeed, I've got it right here. So if anybody knows Mountain Man, he's one of the original reviewers. He was the Alabama reviewer until recently, formerly the Georgia reviewer,
Wow.
and GGA Hall of Famer. But this is his coin right here, the Mountain Man admin brick. And
Very
we
cool.
have one of those available as well.
Neat. I like that.
Yeah, and we have the former North Carolina reviewer's coin as well, right here.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So we have several pretty good coins already in the purse. But you submit one coin and you have the chance to win all of them.
Love
So
it.
is it just a winner take all? The one winner take all?
It's
Or?
not winner take all. It is first place gets the first 60% pick. Second place will get the second 30% pick of what's left. And then third place will get the remaining 10% of coins.
Nice.
Yes.
I can tell you when those coins were handed to us and we were going through, and there's a lot of other Lackey coins that he has in there. David was looking at the gold one, and we had posted it online, and he has gotten
Two Lackey coins right there.
$200 for that Lackey coin, and he's like, "It's not for sale. Enter a coin. Come win the puppy." Yep.
There you go.
So Adam has gotten together some very cool coins. He's got one in there that I don't know. I can't play poker worth a darn, but heck, he's got the going caching watch one. Man, I want that coin so bad.
Oh, we've gotten several going caching coins. You know, we used to live in Georgia, so we have a surplus of going caching coins, and then we've also, we've gotten some more to just throw into this thing. But we've got several years of the going caching coins.
Oh, very cool.
Very cool.
So
We've also got this dragon coin. These are kind of popular online. The dragon egg coin.
Yeah.
Oh,
One
yeah,
of those will be in there.
Nice.
Mini coins.
Very cool. I like
Yes.
it. All right. So then we're going to move into Saturday, I think, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can still pick up at the Austin Marriott. But, of course, starting 8 a.m., regional challenge starting.
That is correct. We're going to require everyone to be in the room no later than 7:15.
Yep.
The doors will close at 7:45 when we hand out cards, and we'll have a little brief, here's what you do, here's what you don't do, before we haven't quite decided how we're handing the cord sticks out this year.
Right.
In Denton, we made them sing Deep in the Heart of Texas.
Yep.
Jesse
Tyler-
didn't sing very well,
Yeah.
but he was a good actor.
So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we do as far as that goes. But yeah, so regional competition will run from 8 to noon.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of,
Way it goes.
you just go for 4 hours straight and find every cache you can. And it's fun. I miss it. That's one of the things I'm kind of looking forward to. 2022 will be the first year I'll be eligible to compete, and I'll be back in to play. So I'm excited. I'm excited because I enjoy the thrill of the competition. I've done everything from drive to run communications to actually being out there in the field. And being out in the field was actually probably the best time I ever had was in 2008. It was our first challenge.
Right.
And I was hopping streams and all this stuff. And I was my husband. I was like, this is fun, So I'm excited. I think everybody, I think it's a good playing field. We've got a really great high team this year. And I'm kind of partial to the captain. He's kind of cute, but yeah, so I'm excited.
Tom, you were going to say something?
Well, and Jesse can back this up. That 4 hours, you're going to burn off the 4 days of carbs you had before.
Oh, yeah. You're flying around town.
That's what we're doing. We're carb loading for the big day.
That's right. You got a carb load for 4 days, especially donuts. You got to eat a few of those.
Yes.
Yeah, because I guess kind of tell people in generic terms what a member of a team does, because I know the individual challenges you have like a stamp or how does the team challenge work without getting into detail, I guess.
So the team challenge, you can go individual or you can go in groups. Most of the
Right.
time they go in groups. And basically, you have a scorecard that just has punches. And we hand you a stick that's got all 120 caches on it.
Okay.
And the goal is to find as many of them as you can. They're rated, everything from, 1-1 to a 5-5. And there's some puzzles in there, some multis in there. And you just go as a group and you get it. And if it's a tree climb, the rules state everybody has to climb that tree and punch their own card. You have to keep your card in your hand at all times.
Right.
And you just go around and try to collect. But a lot of times they'll work in teams and they'll have someone who doesn't necessarily have a card but will drive to help you get to the locations.
Right.
But you just have a standard scorecard and you just punch it out with a little craft punch.
Yep.
And then at the end of the 4 hours, you cannot be a minute late. It has to be turned in by 12 o'clock. And our fabulous score team, which is headed up by Julia Bailey this year, it's the tedious, unthankful task of adding up all of those scorecards. And they get checked and double checked and triple checked. And that's about a 7-hour process.
Wow.
But it's a lot of it's the competition is fun. And I always say, we have people on our team that sorry, Murky is trying to get in the I have greyhounds and they are yes, they want to be near mama. We have people that only find 10 or 12, and that's just their level of caching.
Yeah.
And then we have the Brian Ericksons and the Vince Rose that find 42.
Right.
So as long as you have fun, that's all that matters. Is just go out and have a good time.
Absolutely. I think that's interesting too for people to realize that you can be on a team, but you can go out in a pair of two people and fill out your card, do your card. You got to obviously do everything. And so, you're not going in a group of 20 or something. You're going.
No, we have teams that are 2, and then we have teams that are, 6 or 8. It's usually what can fit in a car.
Yeah.
And I've said this, and, North Texas may kill me for this, but grouping by your activity level. I would never cache in a competition with my husband.
Right.
There's no way. He'd kill me and I'd kill him. I need to go with them older folks that are a little slower. And, he tries to keep up with Vince and Eric. So, group with who you're good with.
Right.
I love Adam to death. He would kill me if I tried to keep up with him. So I'm going to cache with, my level and let those guys cache with their level. And, the caches you go for may be different. We do require 3 activity caches. I will say if you are coming this year, bring your game because the activity caches this year are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So,
let's talk about activity caches. Stacy wanted to point out, she's competed. She's even though she's terrible. I don't know she's terrible. She competed. She had a good time. That's all it matters. That's all it matters.
I believe Stacy has won or at least placed in the individual. The individual is completely all on foot. It's all on you. So it's not drive. It's not. So it's a little bit more intense, but it's also broken down by age group too. So, the 60-year-old crew is not competing against the 18-year-old crew. So, we do try to make it fair in that aspect.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that that's coming from 4 to 6 is the individual challenge.
Right. So you've got a 4-hour break. Last year, it was just a 2-hour break, and that was really hard on people that wanted to do both.
Okay.
I ran into Adam's wife, Leslie, out of the individual, and she was trying her hardest, but she was tired.
Right.
So, we ran into Adam drinking beer, and that was funny.
Yes,
but,
the famous story everyone always riddles me with is you signed up for individual, and then while the competition was going on, you were drinking a beer at some restaurant. But yeah, it was too short of a turnaround. I'd done 4 hours of hardcore caching, and I was spent, so I needed a break.
That's awesome.
And so that's
at least it wasn't like that first year where we should all have got T-shirts that said "I survived."
I donated blood.
Horns.
Right.
Yeah. So we gave 4 hours to give you enough time to refuel and relax, and you drink a couple of beers if that's what's going to take to get you through that next hour. But so we had that 4-hour break, and then there's an hour between the last individual competition and the start of the finishers reunion.
Texas County Challenger finishers reunion. I can't tell you how excited I am to come to this.
I know you are.
Hey, you made it.
I did, and Jesse and I've been.
Now I know why Jesse's not coming.
He's,
You're the only one in this picture here who hasn't done the Texas County Challenge.
Jesse's going to do it one day. I know he will, but not yet.
I don't know how, but I'll figure it out one day.
Yeah, no, Jesse's got something else. I remember he won't be able to make it, but yeah, I've been to the last 3 to watch. I guess is kind of because it's open to anybody. Anybody can come to the. In fact, we encourage everybody to come to the finishers reunion and watch the festivities.
And you can sign the back of the board. No, yeah, you can sign the back of the board if you just come.
If you just come to the event,
right?
No,
it's not the back of the board. Only the back of the board.
I was there, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So, in fact, last year in Seguin, I've told the story. I won't go into a lot of detail, but that was when David's like, "Why haven't you done this, Gary? Why haven't you finished this?" And it's like, I know I need to really finish this now. And so, yeah, Susan and I got serious, and so you can do it over several weekends. I don't know, Adam. How many weekends do you think you and Leslie took to?
We did it in 4 months. So.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a bad example because they're overachievers.
Yeah, they're overachievers for sure. But maybe, if you want to slog it a little more like Susan and I, we did it over. We didn't do it over every weekend, but we tried to do at least a weekend, or we tried to do it. We try to do 2 weekends a month, or at least 1 weekend a month, and then because I think you can kind of do most of all the counties in that time. So some people like 254. It's like it'd take me years to do that. It's like, well, it can be done over a series of weekends. I think it depends, obviously, how hard you go. I mean, how many counties, Adam, do you think you did? Like we would do 12 to 14 counties in a weekend, which we thought was a lot, but I don't know.
We did more than that.
Right.
Depends on where you're at.
That's true.
Like I said, overachievers.
Overachievers. Yeah, they're great.
We moved to Texas. Yep. Leslie came 2 weeks before me. But I got here October 1st, 2018.
Yeah.
And the next day we hit the road, and I think we got about 30, 35 counties that weekend.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't think people realize to do that. And I know, Dee could probably tell stories about her and David doing it in the middle of the night. Probably we would stop. I mean, I think obviously you could do it. You could just keep going, obviously, but we would kind of start early in the morning, sort of early in the morning. We'd go till night and then we'd quit. But I don't know, Adam, did you guys just keep driving through the night to do some, or?
The first day we drove from, where we live, just north of Austin, up to Copper Break State Park, almost to the Oklahoma border.
Yeah.
And the next day we hit up Oklahoma, and then we went to Wichita Falls. But the thing is, wherever we go, we go one way, we come back another to get like another stripe of counties.
Yeah.
And we camped at Copper Breaks for 2 days, and then we came back home to Austin, going another way, all the way down south. So, that was how we spent our first weekend in Texas together.
Wow.
Because, I had 40 days off when I moved here. So
yeah,
we were on the road constantly for that 40 days.
Yeah. Incredible. So, yeah. So, come watch, even if you're not a finisher. I know Jesse and I I won't speak for him, but for me, I really enjoyed just seeing everybody's shirt and everybody talking about it, and there's a lot of camaraderie, but it sort of, the event always seems to present itself as a chance to discuss some cool stuff and hear great stories, and it's just kind of fun. It's just a fun event to hear people talk about, the whole process, and that's really what I took out of that. I don't know, Jesse, we've been to a couple now.
Yeah, they're very exciting. Obviously I have not come close to even scratching the surface of the counties down in Texas, but it was fun to go to the event just because everybody's coming together to celebrate everybody else's achievement. So it's a fun thing, and I hope to be in some of those type celebrations in the future. But Texas will be a long time. I don't know. That's a lot of counties to get when I'm already several hours away from that state.
I think that might have been my favorite part of last year's Texas Challenge was the county finisher reunion. It was really a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Tom cutting in front of me in the beer line.
Of course.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
And if you haven't finished the TCC and, you're like, well, whatever, there's going to be pie because it's on Pie Day. So there's yet another reason. You've got pie, you got beer, and you get to see a bunch of people sign a big, giant piece of
state
cutout frame of Texas that Charles and bless Travis, who keeps it year round for him.
Yes.
It's an undertaking to get that giant plywood Texas to the thing, and I appreciate Charles all of his work in getting that and the shirts put together, and it's just a cool event. And then you add pie to it, so anything's better with pie. So
it's neat because when you talk to somebody who has finished it, you've got this, you're kind of now part of the club in a sense, but everybody loves their number. It means something to them. I mean,
54, baby.
67.
186.
186. We're 220.
Wesley's got the cool one.
Yeah.
187.
Yeah.
187. That's cool. We're 223, so we're kind of. I think Charles immediately said some sort of caliber of a bullet. So I thought, hey, Texas 223. So
there you go.
There you go.
Leslie's 187, which is like the murder code.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
We all figure out, 54, we like it because 254. Now I know when the number 254, which is just around the corner, comes up, that Indigo Parish is going to have, I think his email box is just, everybody is vowing to be that number 254.
Yes.
I think he said he's probably going to have to do like a drawing or something.
Yeah.
But it's just a cool event. It's cool to talk to people that have done it. And, when we started this a long time ago, and the first finisher was Alan, Texas Oil Gas, a very dear friend of David and I's, and he ribbed us for years for not, kind of like we did with you, Gary, of not finishing it. And we would had some friends that finished ahead of us, the O'Crazies, and when they went to sign the can, he's like, "Why are you here? Why are you not signing this? What's going on?"
Yeah.
And we finished when Alan passed. David looked at me and said, "We're doing this now."
Yes.
And I was like, "Okay, we're going to do this now." And there's something about being in that club with, only 230 people that have done it's crazy. Think about it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Some of the places you drive to. Terlingua, there's nothing in Terlingua unless you go to the weekend of the chili,
yeah.
But we drove there to get that, and so,
yeah.
There's some crazy stories. There's been 3 a.m., we have best friends who joke, the O'Crazies, they're number 36, that said it took them 5 days to get out of Texas one year just because they were going up and down trying to nail counties before they left.
Right.
So, we all have that story of how we finished or how we got them. And, signing that that's what it's all about. That's what caching is all about.
Yes. Is and there are great stories. And Susan and I had such a great time. I know you guys all had great times on the road doing that. Leslie gave me something when we were at the when I was signing the cache. Susan and I were signing it a couple weeks ago, and I want to show you guys what I got. Speaking of the man himself, I have a Texas Oil and Gas path tag.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yes.
If we could somehow, there we go. Kind of.
Hold that thought.
Uh-oh.
Hold that beer. Hold your beer.
You got one too? That's very cool. It's sort of, there we go.
There you go.
There it goes.
That's a cool one.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys getting me that. I really that meant a lot to get that. Oh, look at this. What's he got here?
So that's Alan's memorial can.
Oh, neat. Oh, that's
that
awesome.
David made. And the side is actually all of Alan's path tags.
Oh, neat.
The top is his top 5 favorites,
Oh,
which are
very
all
cool.
military based, including the one that you have.
Yep.
And then the back is everyone that was a friend to Alan that wanted to include it gave us a path tag, and we put it on. And we've got a few slots left
Very cool.
on there. So yeah,
That is
we'll have
very
that
neat.
challenge as well. His challenge book is in there as well of all the challenges he was working on.
Oh, wow.
We remember seeing that last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Thanks. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. So that's not, but wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Wait, there's more.
So it wouldn't be a proper one if we don't have something crazy in the middle of the night, almost the middle of the night for us. For
This
some of
was
you
what I
youngsters.
asked about earlier, I'd have no idea about this one. So
Yeah.
it's published tonight.
Yeah. The zombie
It
crawl.
is the zombie crawl. So Adam was telling you all about Necropolis.
Yes.
We are going to meet at the start of Necropolis as a group, whoever wants to go,
Yep.
and actually walk and descend upon Necropolis. And at night is as Adam said, he was recommended he do it at night. You have a beautiful view of Austin when you're up there.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in probably 6 years. Adam, when you were there, can you still walk the staircase to the top of the Necropolis and look out?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, so that's cool. That gives you a much better view. But there's going to be several of us that have done it there that can kind of help everybody walk through. It is a rocky path, but it is a path. It's not, I mean, it's definitely not wheelchair accessible, but you can definitely bring your kids. There is a little bit of a steep walk in. It's only about 5 or 6 feet, but there'll be plenty of us there that can help folks get up that and then follow the trail. So we just thought that was such an important cache to highlight. We've actually been in contact with Lord Britton, explained to him what was going to happen, and so he's expecting lots of fun logs. He used to live across the street where there is an observatory. He no longer owns that property, but he still owns where Necropolis is. So they're expecting us to descend upon it. But if you've never done it, or you've never done it at night, you
Right.
come out. It's a fun smiley. Go out there. Make sure, like Adam said, bring your quarters.
Yeah.
If you've got some cool travel bugs, those would be a good place to drop them. It's just a really cool cache. It's a lot of fun. And so we wanted to highlight it since it was the most favorite cache in Texas. So we're gonna lead a group to the Necropolis of Britannia Manor.
Very cool. Yes. I was looking through the chat room real quick to see. Yeah. Wow. Charles is in there. He's saying that they had several weekends of 30 to 35 counties in a weekend. Most counties in a day was 26. That's a lot.
That
26.
doesn't
I
surprise me.
think that's right
No,
about
Charles is
almost in
creepy.
a day.
Yeah. That's, you guys are insane.
Almost 30.
Understand both two military guys, so
Yes.
there's that as well.
Yes. That's
Almost
incredible.
30 days, 33.
Yeah, but not Texas. David said our most counties in a day is 33. I said, yeah, but not in Texas.
That's-
I mean, we did a whole state in an hour, so
that's true. And then wrap that. We'll talk about some other things, but yeah. So then Sunday announcement of winners, Cito kind of to be.
Yeah, there's a breakfast event at Rosa's.
Okay.
And that'll get published here soon if it's not already published.
Right.
And that's where we'll announce we'll announce where next year's challenge is going to be.
Yes.
We'll give you a hint. It's in the west area
West region.
of Texas,
Right.
the west area.
They're the hosts this year in the West. Yep.
Yes, Michelle Bridges is the rep out there, and her location is very cool. I'm excited to where we're going.
Cool.
Hey, West Texas is my
and then-
favorite part of Texas.
Me too. Adam, you and I both, and I think
I
Susan,
absolutely love it out there.
I love West Texas. Yeah.
I'm a beach girl.
You're a beach
Take me to
girl. You want to
Port
go the other way.
I'm originally from California, so
Well, it's
I
funny.
like just
Now that I've said
don't
that,
hold that against me.
yeah. Now that I say that, I think Susan's the same way. She's like, because I told her we're going, like when we're doing the counties, and I told her, we're going down here. She's like, we're going by the beach, right? It's like, oh yeah, we're going by the beach.
But
Eventually,
you can drive on the beach in Texas. That's just cool.
Yeah.
So
And there's a lot of miles of beach, so you can kind of get a whole mix of varying types of beaches, so yeah, go ahead.
So after that, then we'll roll into the award ceremony in the Cedo,
Yeah.
and then we'll call it a day. So,
Wow. Incredible.
Man, I got doggeds that really want to be on this podcast.
Really wants to be on. That's okay.
Murky's like, hey, what's up, everyone? But yeah, so it's just going to be a packed. I mean, I don't even know how many events that is. I lost count. But we've got all of that going on. Plus, the trail, and there's excellent caches in the area, and it's just a weekend full of a lot of fun. And so, come out, hang out with your friends, and pick what you want to do.
Oh yeah.
You want to compete. There's some of us that are going to try to do it all. But come have a good time. Enter that poker tournament.
Yeah.
Please do.
Man, I'm so jealous about some of those points. I think it's super excited. Were you able to get that picture I sent you, Gary?
Let me look. The last one that you sent me. Oh no, yeah. I got it. Let's talk about that. Let me bring it up.
We haven't announced what the T-shirt is going to look like.
There you go.
And there it is. That was the winner amongst the team in voting.
Very cool.
So it's a little bit different than what we normally do. We normally have funky characters and all kinds of bright colors. This year we kind of went with a more picturesque. Really appreciate Barb and all of her skills to put that together. It's going to just be a really cool weekend of a lot of fun. And you can register on texasgeocaching.com. It's free to register. It's free to play, unless you want. We have different swag packages, and then of course the dinner on Friday night. I don't know what much more to say other than come on out and have a good time.
Come meet your friends and your old friends and the new ones you haven't met yet.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you're new and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm know anybody, shoot Tom a message, shoot me a message. Even out of, hey, you know what? We'll hook you up with somebody. We'll hook you up with whoever your team captain is. Yeah. There's great team captains this year. And we'll kind of introduce you to them and they'll kind of incorporate you. I know the way North Texas works is we'll just take you in and throw you on a team that fits who you are. And I'm sure all the other teams are that exact same way. So if competing is something you want to try, come on out. If you don't know anybody, come on out anyway. We'll figure a way to get you involved and get you with the group and introduce you to your new friends.
And I'd say, don't worry about, you never played and you're going to ruin the team score. We've got that taken care of too. We added a bunch of years ago, I guess, what do we call it? 80-20 rule or 20% rule. Anyway, we knock out the lowest 20% of a team scores.
Yeah.
So you're not going to hurt your team by playing.
Yeah.
Just
The individual competition is that, would you go to txga.net to
you register for free when you register, and the free package is called the Sand. Since we're in Round Rock, everything is rock themed. It's the Sand package, and on there it'll ask you, do you want to compete in a regional competition? Yes or no? What region? And then it'll say, do you want to compete in the individual competition? If so, then what category do you fit into? When you click it and you send it, and you're done.
Very cool. Yes. Swag is out there on the txga.net website. You can go ahead and get your swag.
The coin is cool. The rock actually separates from the coin. It's floating on water and it separates with magnets. Yeah, it's a pretty cool coin.
Very cool.
Yeah, people. I think somebody was asking about. That's what they put into the pictures. In the middle of the picture is the round rock.
Yes,
the round rock. There you go. Susan's excited. Her great grandfather was instrumental in catching Sam Bass.
Very cool.
Whoa.
How about
Very
that?
Cool.
He worked at the Stagecoach, which was I think at the time people could stay there. It wasn't really a stagecoach like a normal stagecoach. It was just called the Stagecoach Inn. I think it was an inn. And he alerted and Sam Bass was there, and they alerted the authorities some sort of signal, and of course it was not too far from there that things happened, but her grandfather at least kind of raised the alarm that he was he was back or was there, and so thought
Very
that-
cool.
Yeah,
You must
kinda
know
neat.
that new lab cache in Round Rock is dedicated to the capture of sea and bass.
Yeah, we're looking forward to going back down. We didn't get a chance to do all those, but yeah, we're looking forward to. There's a lot of great history in that area, and so very
And-
cool. If people are wondering, you can fly into Austin is probably the easiest. If you want to fly into Dallas, you can drive down. It's not a bad drive in case you want to try to incorporate other things. The nice
County.
thing about go ahead. I was gonna say the nice thing about Round Rock was just that it's sort of in the middle of the state, so it kind of helps. You can plan accordingly.
It was very convenient for us to do counties.
Yeah, from
to
where
be
you're
right
at.
here. We weren't
Yeah.
having to go like Houston to El Paso, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, anything else? We're kind of getting to the end, wrapping up. Anybody?
If I could just say, you
yeah,
know,
go ahead.
I know we haven't really talked about individual challenge too much, but I would just say, you know, my wife Leslie, Lady
Yeah.
Black Cat, she's heading that up and she's got some pretty cool stuff in.
Oh, cool.
So I would encourage everyone to sign up for that because it's going to be pretty awesome.
Oh, neat. Very cool.
Yeah, I will say this. A shout out to both Adam and Leslie. They are on our planning team and they have jumped in with both feet. And a great addition to Texas for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've taken over a lot of because they're in the area and I'm not. And they've just been fantastic. I have yet to compete in an individual competition and I probably never will. But I've heard some really good stuff about it and I'm excited to see. She's taken a lot of feedback from the last couple of years to make it great. So I'm excited to hear the feedback coming out of that challenge.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be good. But yeah, a personal thanks to both Adam and Leslie from me and from Tom because they have made planning this thing a lot easier, as well as Esther, Big Eye in Texas,
Yep.
and Kevin Godot. They've all had a pretty good plate in this, and I think Debbie rounds out our team along with Barb. So and the hubby. So it's a good team, but y'all come out and have a good time. You'll have a blast.
Couple notes. Definitely buy swag, support the event. We've talked about that, about Mingo and Texas Challenge. It's funny. We talked about all that. We kind of need to give the week. It's Texas Challenge is the week of March. I guess since the first event is the 3rd, it's March 3rd through the 8th.
No.
The 10th through the 15th.
10th through the 15th. There you go. See, I had to get it. That's why I asked. Yeah, March 10th is a Tuesday, and that would kind of be the first event. And then the 15th is a Sunday. So there you go on that. So I wanted to point that out. Somebody asked about, in case you're wondering, Pathfinder 3 is about 3 hours straight drive. Yeah, check. It seemed like Waco is always a little bit of an issue getting through Waco lately. So keep an eye out when you're driving. Use Waze or some app. You can go around Waco if you need to. Austin, you can go around Waco. Or you can go around Austin if you're coming from that direction. You can take the toll road that's out on the east side, and you don't have to go straight through Austin. Austin's pretty busy little road. So.
Gary, can I say something real quick?
Yes, go for it.
So not Texas Challenge related, not
Yeah.
We are as TXGA as former hosts of Geo Woodstock last year.
Yeah.
The bidding is coming up for Geo Woodstock. And so we had a blast for 2021. We had a blast planning it. And I just want to encourage anybody out there that's thinking about it. If you have questions, contact anybody that's planned one before and ask them questions about the bidding process and stuff. We've had a couple of people talk to us about it, and I'm more passionate about challenge because I've done so many. But we really, I'm not going to lie to you, it's a lot of work. We really enjoyed the process of Woodstock. So if that's something you're interested in, reach out to me, reach out to Monkey Brad, any of the former people that have hosted, Tom, anybody, if you need questions answered about the bidding process. So that's my little PSA. the one thing I love about events is that it takes us to different places we would never go. So I just want to encourage, some of those off the wall places to consider putting it in because, I have probably hadn't been there yet. So it'd be cool to go visit. And
Absolutely.
a good reason to do so. So
Yeah. I don't know, Jesse, were you involved at that stage of it, the bidding process for 14er?
I came in after that.
You came in, okay.
Yeah, for our Woodstock, yeah.
You probably got to hear all the stories, but Jesse helped with 14er, and I thought that was my first mega, I think, was 14er, and we had such a great time there. And
oh yeah, it was a blast.
Geo Woodstock last year was incredible. I mean, it was indoors, it was an AC. I mean, you can't beat that. So
go and say it was the best Woodstock you've ever been to.
It was. Best
Hey,
one
it was the best one I'd ever been to out of the two I've been to.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. No.
But Jesse, even at your level, you can say you don't have to be crazy, but it helps.
Yeah. No kidding. Yeah, you have to be kind of a glutton for punishment to do that.
But incredible.
It's worth it.
It is
yeah,
worth
there
it.
you go. All right, a couple things. Any last words? And I'm gonna talk about this coming week real quick, and then we'll wrap up.
Geocaching.com's got all the info you need.
Yeah.
And any questions you need answered, we'll get them answered for you. But come out, have a good time. Send Adam the picture of that coin and get in before
Yeah.
Before your
I'm
coin
ready.
has already been given up, and you got a chance to win some incredible coins. Not
For sure.
to mention what's put into it. So
Yeah.
and we've even got it's going to be professional. He's put on a professional one, so it'll be good.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, that's awesome.
I guess I didn't mention we have 3 dealers already assigned, and
oh wow,
I'm not one of them.
No, Tom's playing. So yeah, it'll be good. We've got we'll have a professional event going down.
That is incredible. Yeah. All right, a couple notes. Ironically, the next Geocache Talk event is in a couple days. So, Jesse, why don't you tell people about the next time we will be on live?
Tuesday night we'll be premiering the first Gadget Talk episode.
Yes.
Bounce is agreed to jump on, and he's going to be hosting a monthly show. Basically, it's exactly like it sounds: how to construct gadget caches, and from a guy that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
The monthly show is going to start off this first one, just kind of demonstrate what's going on and some of the knowledge you really need for it, and then after that, it's going to be audience guided. What kind of caches do you want to see built? Do you want to know how to do it? He's going to go step by step through it once a month. And so everybody at the end of that, kind of like we've experimented before with other things, ARs and where it goes.
Yeah.
You show everybody how to build gadget caches. So anybody that wants to build their own gadget caches from now on will be able to at least do several of them.
Yeah. The beauty of this, the first one's going to talk about how you even get permission to put a gadget cache out, which I think is incredible, because a lot of people want to put one out, but they're like, well, how do I approach a business and ask them? And he's got all the good details on that, because he's done it many times. But the cool thing is, every month it'll be the beginning of the month, he's going to give a parts list. And if you want to build it on the show during the show, you can build it during that month show.
Mm-hmm.
So first week, he'll put out a parts list. Last week of the month, we'll have the show. And obviously, if you want to build it later, you can pull up the YouTube video and do it that way. But he wants to go through and help people build. Really, we call it Gadget Talk. There'll be a lot of creative. I think the very first one we're going to do next month will be more of a creative cache. So there's not any Arduino or any kind of code or anything like that, but he does want people to think about how to build creative and gadget caches. So there'll be a whole wide range. So they're really looking forward to that. And then we're almost back to another the next month, or in a few let's see, 212 we'll have our next Geocaching with Kids episode. So we're second one of that. So so real quick, next week there will not be a show. It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Right.
We just take that time off. It's sort of like an American holiday for those that are listening.
Who are you rooting for?
Commercials.
Yeah.
That's me.
I'm rooting for commercials.
Right? That's who you're.
I want high quality commercials. That's what I'm going for. But yeah, it's kind of. I think we need to push as a country for Super Bowl Monday to be a holiday.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a holiday.
In the Army, it's nice. They always give us late work calls, so we don't have to come until like 9 o'clock instead of 6:30.
Oh wow, very cool.
Yeah.
So and then the next week is 2/9, February 9th. Actually, is kind of TBD. I've got something scheduled, but I can't quite get the final. Yeah, I can't get a final word on that. But it'd be really cool if this works out because it's unique and I don't think any show has ever done it before. But I'm still trying to work out the details, so it's TBD. So stay tuned for more information on the 2/9. And then 2/12, again, Geocaching with Kids will come out. 2/16, and I'm going to wrap up with this, though. Jesse, we're doing an Earth Cache show. I know you're fired up.
Oh, woo.
Like how to make an Earth Cache?
Everything. Dave and Karen of Cache Canada are going to be on with us, and we're going to do all things Earth Cache, and Jesse's going to be fired up about it.
I know I am.
Jesse's done a lot of Earth Caches, building them, so it'll be fun. We're going to talk about the soup to nuts, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think Dave and Karen have done a lot of them, so I think they want to tell us about maybe what to look for, and not necessarily the technical, but what to look for as far as the reason why and the who, the ones you want to go to, kind of the quality, the ones. I think we've all been to the ones where you pull up, get some info, and walk and drive away, and you go, Earth Cache, cool. And then there's others you go to, and you're like, wow. I mean, to get to I've never done some of those that Jesse's done. I guess, are they 5 Earth Caches, Jesse? Are there terrain 5 at least, right?
Yeah, there are some of those out there. There's one nearby that I've got a plan to go get.
Yeah, see, so we're going to talk about the wide range, and that'll be in a few weeks. So anyway,
I found that Earth Caches are better if you do them with people that love Earth Caches.
There you go.
Pathfinder 33, he hides great Earth Caches, and he's a huge geology guy, so they're fun, and so is Terraviators.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you go with people that love Earth Caches,
right,
they get you excited about going to them, so that usually helps.
Yeah. Perfect.
I recently had one published in Mexico. That fired me up.
Yeah, there you go.
My first international hide.
International Earth Cache.
Nice.
Perfect. Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a couple weeks. All right. We are done. Here we go.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight, as well as our new format. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.
There we go. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.
All
Good night.
Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
Peace out. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Tom.